minutes, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Next item in public hearing is rezoning 1168. Ms. Marks, I think you're going to help us with that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rezoning 1168 submitted by Rick and Christy Dempsey for the property located in Henderson County at 7377 Peters Road, being parcel ID number 113-24, containing approximately 2.25 acres. Applicants have submitted a zoning change map amendment application from R1 Residential 1 to Ag to rebuild a home due to their previous home burning. So you will see, well, the parcel that we're talking about is the one highlighted in lime green here. It's kind of hard to see with the zoning around it. Let's see, so that's all we've got there. So again, they are requesting a zoning change to Ag, so that for the placement of a manufactured home. As you all might remember, in the county, manufactured homes are not allowed in R1. So this will be subject to the approval of a conditional use permit as well. Their house did burn in June of 24. The applicant is here if you guys have any questions for them, but their plan is to place a new manufactured home on that lot. So if you guys have any questions for us or the applicant, we can.
The surrounding zones?
The surrounding zones, all the yellow here is R1, so you will see all that there, but all of this back in here is agricultural.
And that's what the requested new zone is?
Correct.
Any other questions for staff by the commission?
How wide is that driveway they got going to it?
This would be an access here. I don't know right off how wide it is.
What I'm asking is, how much frontage do they have?
There is actually no road frontage to this parcel. It is an existing lot of record. Part of the
Okay.
reason why we're going through this process as quickly as possible is because, as you all might know, a nonconformity can only exist for 18 months. So they have got to go back and move through this process quickly to be able to put that home.
Let's move it on then.
Yeah. So that's why we were moving forward with this. It is a non-conforming lot, and it will remain a non-conforming lot as long as they get everything moved through within the 18 months.
Any other questions from the commission for staff? Would the commission like to hear from the applicant or their representative? Would the applicant like to address the commission? Okay. Anybody else here this evening that wants to talk about rezoning 1168, one way or the other? Very good. I'll entertain a motion in regard to rezoning 1168. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do that, finding the fact.
Oh, I do have findings to read into the record. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You guys ready for those?
Yes, please.
Okay. Rezoning 1168 submitted by Rick and Christy Dempsey for the property located in Henderson County at 7377 Peters Road, being parcel ID number 113-24, containing approximately 2.25 acres. The applicants have submitted a zoning change map amendment application from R1 to agricultural to rebuild a home due to the previous home burning. A proposed motion could be, I move that the Planning Commission recommend that the Henderson County Fiscal Court, the county, approve rezoning application 1168, changing the zoning classification from single-family residential district R1 to agricultural district for the subject property. And I leave the motion open for other members of the Planning Commission to add findings of fact in support of the motion, because although the proposed rezoning is not in agreement with the future land use map and the comprehensive plan, the existing zoning is inappropriate and the proposed zoning is appropriate because surrounding parcels are zoned and used in a similar nature. This rezoning will be contingent upon a conditional use permit. The parcel does have adequate infrastructure for the development, and rezoning this parcel will not have a negative impact on the surrounding properties.
Thank you very much. If anyone else has any questions or comments on this, I will then entertain a motion in regard to rezoning 1168.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to offer, recommend to the Henderson County Fiscal Court, the county, approval of 1168, rezoning 1168, submitted by Rick and Christy Dempsey for the property located in Henderson County at 7377 Peters Road, PID number 113-24, containing approximately 2.25 acres, and this would include the finding of facts read into record by Ms. Marks.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Heather Tays.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Kevin Heron.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
XR Royster.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Kevin Richards.
Yes.
Very good, motion passes. That concludes the public hearing items. I'll entertain a motion to leave public hearing.
So leave. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of leaving public hearing, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? We are out of public hearing. The next item on the agenda is the August finance report. Ms. Thompson, you're going to help us with that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We are reporting for the month of August. So we are 2 months into the fiscal year. We are at 20% of the budget. And I'm going to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions regarding the finance report? I'll entertain a motion in regard to the finance report. We have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Finance report is approved. Thank you very much. Now we have the bond report. Ms. Marks.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have 2 items for review on the bond report. The first is Dirty Diesel, which is out of the Riverport. We were holding a bond for the entrance of that development. Recommendation from the county engineer is that the work is complete and we can release the bond. The second is for the McDonald's on 41 North, the renovation they did there. Part of that requirement was for some screening in the back. The recommendation from the city codes administrator is that the work is complete and that we can release the bond on that.
Okay, so we have recommendations to release 2 bonds. Any questions from the commission?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to accept the bond report as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of approval, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Bond report is approved. Thank you. Next item, Eagles 8 gas station and convenience store site plan. Mr. Bishop.
Yes, sir. This is submitted by A.J. Patel for the property located in the city of Corydon at 528 Main Street, being parcel ID number 34B-4-6. The applicant is requesting site plan approval. Some of the plan commission members may remember this as the old pantry that's located on the Highway 60 West in the city of Corydon. The applicants are requesting site plan approval for various site improvements. On the west side, you'll notice the placement of 10 new parking spots. And then on the south side, you'll notice a new loading zone. The main addition is going to be the canopy that will house 4 new pumps. We have received all necessary approvals, and staff would recommend approval.
So, Brian, just to clarify, it's an additional canopy, it's not moving the
Correct, the
existing?
existing canopy would stay.
Okay.
I'm having trouble getting the 2 graphics to go together.
Yes, sir.
Go back, if you would go back to the first one.
Yes.
We're dealing with the,
The portion in red.
just on one side of the road.
Correct. That is the portion that's currently the existing convenience store, which is zone commercial.
Okay.
And then, that is the same site as the engineered site one.
Now turned this way.
Yeah, you've got 60.
Yes, that is.
The orientation is different.
Highway 60.
Yes.
Very good. Any questions for staff concerning this site plan? Anybody else here this evening that might have a question about this? Would the applicant like to speak to the commission for any purpose? No questions? No comments? I'll entertain a motion in regard to the Eagles 8 gas station and convenience store site plan.
Just clarify, there's no subject tos or?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I offer a motion to approve the site plan submitted by A.J. Patel for Eagles 8 gas station convenience site located at the city of Corydon, 528 Main Street, PID number 34B-4-6.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
XR Royster.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Heather Tace.
Yes.
Very good, motion passes. Next item is the City of Henderson Fire Station Number 1 site plan. Ms. Marks?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The City of Henderson Fire Station 1 site plan submitted by the City of Henderson for the property located in the City of Henderson, say that a whole lot, in the City of Henderson at 540 Second Street, being parcel ID number 2-6-2-1. The applicants are requesting site plan approval to construct a new fire station. So I know it's kind of crazy on the colors, but the parcels that we are talking about are all the ones in the lime green here. This will be contingent upon a rezoning. As I'm sure you can tell there, we've got two different zones taking place. You've got Gateway here that fronts on Second, and then in the back here is R3 that would somewhat fronting on First Street. So this is just a quick layout, and I'll pull up some easier pictures to view, but they are requesting site plan approval for a new 20,071 square foot facility. Technical advisors have reviewed this, and we do have approval for sign off on them. As I mentioned, the site plan will be contingent upon a rezoning application as well as a consolidation plat. And then let me pull up some. Okay, so here is a rendering of the proposed new fire station. This drawing here has been seen and approved by the City Commission as well as the Gateway Committee. As some of you all may remember, when we created the Gateway Zone, a part of that was a caveat for a committee to review to make sure that it meets all the standards within the Gateway. And so both Commission as well as that committee have given approval of this design. The applicant as well as their engineers are here if you all would like to ask further questions of this development.
The street that's in the foreground of this rendering, that's Second Street.
This is Second Street, yes.
Very good. Why aren't we doing the rezoning?
The rezoning did not come to us until later after we received the engineering drawings, and we did not want to hold this up. Since we are still waiting on that consolidation plat, typically we would review that when a plat is submitted, but because we hadn't received that yet, that was kind of something, I'll be honest, when we got the map for the drawing, I noticed, wait a minute, two different ones, so they're fully aware of that rezoning, but we didn't want to hold up the engineered drawings being approved.
Okay, we have entrances on Second Street, on First Street. Any
Yes.
others?
Let me pull up, so that way it's easier to see.
We do have those two streets, right?
Yes.
Yes. I say it's easier, I'm not sure that. Is this the site plan? And Dylan, you might be able to.
Go to the next one. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So,
Got three entrances to.
yes.
One on Second, one on First, and where's the other?
Adams.
that.
Got one here.
Very good.
Here, and
And then I believe on the bottom right of that graphic, there are two homes.
there. Yes, so the two parcels, let me pull that up for you real quick as well. There we go. So we're referring to these two down here.
Mhm.
Those are still two private property owners, as well as everything along Ingram here is not a part of that development. I know it's hard to see with the layover, but all of this is included in there.
Okay. Any further questions for staff concerning this site plan? Would the applicant like to speak to the commission in any way? Anybody else have any questions concerning this?
I would like to make one comment.
By all means.
I need to introduce myself.
I need your name
Okay, Dylan Ward,
and your address.
1617 Creek Haven Loop, Owensboro, Kentucky.
And do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. So Jennifer, if you could actually go to the elevation view one more time. I did just notice something, and just for the record, I want to make sure I've got this straight. I sent her. We had a few elevation views, and I do want to just make one clarification on it. Yeah, the rendering, sorry. Because I noticed this and I just want to make sure I got this right. So actually, you'll see on the far left of the building, we've got a different color in brick. That we actually took that out, and I just realized that when I was sitting there, we'll actually have that, the red brick or brown brick going all the way across. So I just wanted to make that clarification. That was my mistake. I sent the wrong one. So, and then if you want, while I'm up here, I'll talk about the site plan just for a second. So the intent for having the 3 entrances is, so as you'll see there, I'm going to come up here and point if it's all right so you can see a little bit better. So it's going to be pull-through bays. So the intent is that fire apparatus will come in off Adams Street, come through here, and they'll be staged in such a way that when they get dispatched, they can either exit out on 2nd Street or on 1st Street. So that's the intent for having that. So we have a pretty good traffic flow pattern with that, and that way it'll increase our response times.
Very good. Any other questions for this gentleman? The portion of the building then closer to 2nd Street, I think the rendering shows this has a tower or something kind of out.
Correct, yes,
That's more
sir.
administrative.
Yes, you got like the entryway there, and then we do have a training tower in the back as well that kind of mimics that or mirrors that.
Oh, I see.
And it has the same finish all the way around the building. Since it is the Gateway District, there is a requirement that you don't use inferior materials on the back side, so it is brick all the way around. Brick with I guess that's limestone accents.
This is a little off topic, and you may not be able to speak to it, but what's going to happen with the current station?
It's a good question. We intend to move operations from there. That's all I know for certain right now. So
I'm sorry.
no, that's a good question. So
I think this has been a long-awaited project.
Used to be a gas station, and go back there.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for this gentleman? Okay, thank you, sir.
thank you.
Anybody else want to add to this discussion in any way? If not, I'll entertain a motion in regard to the City of Henderson Fire Station Number 1 site plan.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a note that we include in that motion that it's contingent upon the rezoning as well as a consolidation plat? That's not our standard contingencies, but just so we have that in there.
Okay? Everyone understand the subject twos?
Mr. Chairman, I offer a motion to the city, to approve the City of Henderson Fire Station Number 1 site plan submitted by the City of Henderson, property located at the City of Henderson, 540 2nd Street, PID number 2-6-2-1, contingent to rezoning and a consolidation plat.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mac Arnold,
Yes.
XR Royster, Frank Boyette,
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett,
Yes.
Kevin Richards,
Yes.
Gary Gibson,
Yes.
Kevin Herron,
Yes.
Stacy Denton,
Yes.
Heather Tace.
Yes.
Very good, the motion passes. The next item on the agenda has to do with the Henderson High Forge site plan and also the subdivision preliminary plat. I think, Mr. Bishop, you're going to deal with both those topics.
Yes, sir. I would like to request that the Planning Commission hear both concurrently and then have 2 separate motions. This is the same project that's located near the Riverport. The applicant is requesting approval for the construction of a 78,225 square foot new building in 18 new parking spots, 1 regular spot and 1 handicap spot. The applicants are requesting 3 entrances, 1 onto Industrial Park Drive, 3 onto Riverport Road. Staff has received all the necessary approvals from the technical advisors, and we would request that this be approved subject to $40,000 in bonding for the proposed entrances onto county roads. With that, I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have.
So there's no is there a representative here tonight?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see you behind the podium there. That's,
Sorry. Would you like me to?
Questions?
no, I just was, I couldn't see because I was just like, surely there's a representative here, so, okay.
This is an, yes, sir, if you would.
Sure.
Your name,
Andy Weaver,
address,
office or home address?
either one.
1535 Frederica Street, Owensboro, Kentucky.
And you promise to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is an expansion project, or?
There's no facility there today. It's a greenfield site. There's an existing facility to the north. As part of this approval today is a division plat that will separate this from the existing plant, shown on the screen there. Yeah, it's the
existing
area
plant-
south of that gravel drive.
The existing plant is
To the north, Mr. Chairman.
the portion that's,
Basically, the white portion.
Right in there, okay.
That's the existing plan.
okay. So, it is an expansion of the existing
Yes.
operation, the same,
Yes,
same operation is gonna be taking place?
yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for this gentleman? Anything else you'd like to share, sir?
Not at this time.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else here this evening like to speak to this? I think Mr. Bishop has mentioned that this would be, approval would be, include a condition for $40,000 in bonding for entrances?
Correct, sir. And if the plan commission is agreeable, we would also request that it be subject to the final plat. It's a requirement, but we also like to get that into the record.
Okay. No questions?
So Brian, does these substitutes need to go with 5 or with 6?
They would go with 5.
Any other questions? So we do need 2 separate actions here. The first one, I'll entertain a motion in regard to the Henderson High Forge site plan. With the substitutes we've discussed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to offer a motion to approve Henderson High Forge site plan submitted by Hydro Aluminum Metals USA LLC for the property located in Henderson County at 5801 Riverport Road, PID number 39-1-18. And this is subject to 40,000 for entrances to county roads and final plat.
Correct.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Heather Tays. Yes. Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
XR Royster.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Very good, the motion passes. The next item we need to deal with is the accompanying Henderson High Forge subdivision preliminary plat. I'll entertain a motion in regard to the preliminary plat.
I move that we approve the preliminary plat for Hydro Aluminum Metals USA LLC, located at 5801 Riverport Road, property identification number 39-1-18.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
XR Royster.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Heather Tays.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you all very much. We have some administrative business, I think, Mr. Bishop.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to remind the plan commission members of our comprehensive plan / I-69 corridor workshop that will be held September 12th at 5 p.m. at the Peabody Building. We will have sandwiches. I know Commissioner Tays is excited about some sandwiches. So we will have sandwiches and drinks.
That's true.
And we will be able to use this for continuing education. At a later point, the plan commission would need to adopt that, which we can do at the next meeting, is what we typically do.
Okay.
But September 12th, 5 p.m., I-69 and comprehensive plan discussion.
Okay, that would be Thursday, a week from this coming Thursday,
Yes, sir.
correct? And it is at the Peabody Building.
Yes, sir.
And I think Brian has sent out a map with showing a proposal that might be discussed at that workshop.
And Mr. Chairman, Jennifer and I have been speaking to Amy Williams, who you may remember is the consultant that we've been working with. Amy today sent us some draft goals and objectives that we're going to review and have a little discussion with Amy. And once we do that, I will send that out to the committee as well. So that way you'll try to get you a week or so to look at it before as well.
Okay. These would be goals and objectives that would could potentially become part of the comprehensive plan.
Correct, sir.
Any other administrative business? we do have some other business having to do with our schedule.
Yes, I didn't know who wanted to talk about it. Do you want to go?
It doesn't matter to
You
me.
got it.
We're just going to go ahead and address some conflicting dates for December for January's meeting. The Planning Commission deadline date is December 17th. The LDC meeting is the 24th, which we are closed, and the resubmittal date after the LDC meeting will also be closed. And then the PC meeting will be on Tuesday, January 7th. So it was mentioned, do we want a January meeting, or do we want at all? Or do we want to move the deadlines back 1 week for the January meeting? And that would put the deadline on the 10th, LDC on the 17th. And the resubmittal will still fall on a closed day off, but it would just depend on the complexity of whether or not anybody even has anything to return to from the LDC. So,
In the past, we've had a lighter agenda, at least since I've been here. For January, it's been lighter, so I had mentioned maybe we give it a little bit closer to time to see if we have any, upcoming very important things that need to get there. Or I just worry with them being on the closed deadlines, or they could hit on the Monday when we're closed on Tuesday, Wednesday, and we worry about technical folks as well, not even being in to be able to approve certain things, and just kind of bad timing really with
Yeah,
the holidays.
we just wanted to put it in the foreground so everybody can be thinking about it. And if for some reason we do not have any submittals, TJ, please refresh my memory, I believe that's when we elect officers. So we'll just need
That's
to
gonna be my
work the
question.
schedule around those items, but we want you to be aware of it well in advance.
That was gonna be my question. If we don't have a meeting in January, is there some kind of mandate that the elections have to be in January? Or I haven't read that part of the KRS.
I don't think so, but I would want to read that again, study it before I answered that question. But I'm fairly sure that the appointments carry over if you're not reappointed. But it's still better to do it. Even if you didn't do it on that week, postpone it a week, still better to do it in January, even though you may not have to. But if you don't have anything,
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need to make a decision this evening on these.
No, so we're just putting it in the planning commission members' minds, so they won't be surprised at a later date.
it'll be here before you know it.
Well, my recommendation, it would be that whatever is most convenient to the public, the applicants, and that's priority number one. What's convenient for us takes second to that. That's my thinking. So we'll keep that in mind as we move forward. Let us know as we need to.
And Mr.
deal
Chairman, I
with
believe
it.
Heather would like to remind some planning commission members.
Oh, yeah.
about continuing education.
Everybody is adequate. We have 2 members that still lack education, so just gonna kind of keep reminding you, we have until December to get that done, so December 31st.
I think there's another in-person training opportunity that you alerted you
And that was this past Thursday, and I didn't have any takers on that.
to. Okay. The other options would be online.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'd recommend that folks please reach out to Heather and let her help.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's see. Anything else, folks? We've got any other business? Anybody have anything they want to bring forward? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion concerning adjournment? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Stand adjourned. Thank you all very much.